We have a lot of work to do tonight. We're going to need everybody to get their King James Version of the Bible. And I hope tonight all these other people that's on the phone that just stay quiet, would you please identify yourself, ask questions, and participate. That would be a wonderful thing. But everybody get your King James Bibles. Everybody get your King James Bibles right quick. Who has that first spiritual experience that they'd like to share with us? Hello?
I have one.
Very, very good.
Yes, I've been seeing 11:11 a lot, and a lot of more synchronicities.
All right. Give us some examples.
Well, just just might be just doing something, and I just check the time and see what time it is, or and then it's like 11:11, and it's been going on like a lot for the last couple of weeks and stuff. And then just might be just doing something, just checking into something, and just seeing different numbers in various little places and stuff.
All right. You know what time it is. All right. Who else had the spiritual experience they'd be kind enough to share with us?
I have
Go ahead.
Similar to that. As far as synchronicities go. Something that's been happening lately with me is, for instance, let's say there's something on the TV or
just a little louder. Speak a little stronger for everybody, son. I love hearing your tone too.
All right, sorry, I'm in a public place. Hold on, let me make sure. All right, so what I'm saying is, what's been going on? For instance, let's say there's something playing on the TV, or I'm listening to an audio book or one of your tapes or some music or something, and for instance, I'm having a conversation at the same time. What I'm saying will come through at the same time on the TV or the song, like the same words.
I understand.
If there's any significance to that, if you know what I mean.
There is.
Yeah, very random.
Now it's beginning to dock with itself. You remember the example I gave you all about I was working on the computer, sitting in the rocking chair, and I saw a shadow out, flying around in the room behind me somewhere, and I didn't believe. I was wondering what it could be. You've been in my house many times. It's just so deep in here, I couldn't figure out what it was. And I got up, and there was a bat flying around the bedroom in the bright light. So when I got over being a little shocked, I ran in the kitchen, closed the door, and got a big dustpan, a wide dustpan. The TV was on, not the audio, but the screen was on. And I came back in, closed the door quick so it couldn't fly out and get away. And it kept flying around and around. I swung at it real fast and hard once, and I missed it. And the second time, I popped it real good, dead bang, and knocked it against the wall, the bedroom wall, hard. And the instant I hit it, the bat was on the TV screen. The bat was on the TV screen, real big. The very instant I hit it, it popped up on the television screen. That was an odd thing. And then I know I got up the next day, and I was walking through the house, getting ready to go take a walk. I went to the living room, and it was on the curtain on the front door. Again, still alive. And I took that same dustpan and finished it off. But there's a lot of odd occurrences that happen, that synchronicity and what have you. That right there was one of the most obvious. The second I hit the bat, he showed up on the TV, big, all over the screen. Not on top of the physical TV, but inside in the mechanism, like on the picture. But I know when I had the Right Stuff store open, my furniture and clothing store, I used to go to the bathroom out there sometime, and I used to see these like little brown lizard things, look like they had a head and a face, walking around the walls and floors sometimes, and like a pop-eyed nigger. That's what they look like, a little bitty pop-eyed nigger, maybe 3 inches long. And I was curious about that, but I know some time had passed, and I came in the house and I saw one on the curtain in the living room, one of those things. And I took something and knocked it down on the floor, and it was trying to get away, and I stepped on it, and the thing hollered, "Ah, hey!" I said, "What?" So I got up off it real fast. It was like I had stepped on some kind of intelligent being or something, and it was complaining about, like, "Nigga, get your big feet off me," you know what I mean? Yeah. I said, "What?"
Yeah, I had a similar experience to that.
Okay, go ahead.
I was about to kill a roach one time, and usually they run away from you, but this one ran straight at my foot, and when it hit my foot, I got a sensation like it was trying to say, "Don't kill me."
What? You said it did what now?
I said I was about to kill a roach one time in my bedroom.
Mhm.
And usually when you go for them, they run away. But this roach ran straight at me. He ran straight into my foot, right? And when he ran in my foot and touched my foot, it was like I got a sensation that it was saying, "Don't kill me."
Right. Wow. I know. I've had those experiences. Who else has it? Thank you. Who else has a spiritual experience they'd like to share?
I got a question, Amun.
Hello?
Well, back.
Next spiritual yes. Next spiritual experience. All right, what is that first question, family?
You talking about forgiveness?
I have. Go ahead.
All right, sister.
Sorry,
what is that question?
Yeah, go ahead, sister.
Okay, well, this is something I don't know. I've noticed for the last couple of weeks that, like, I don't know if it's my time is off or what's going on, but long story short, I was watching a video a couple of weeks ago, and on YouTube to this one specific channel, and people were sending in stuff talking about, just throughout the United States, where they lived at, about, the birds and, the sun coming up at different times. Now, I know from myself, all week last week, I always get up in between like 3 and 5. And when I would get up after 4 and sometimes by 5 o'clock, the sun would be up. One day I got up Friday, it was like about 4:30. I'm hearing the birds between 4:30 and 4:45. I hear the birds chirping. I'm like, man, you ninjas ain't even supposed to be up doing this. This is what I'm thinking in my mind and seeing what it looked like outside. So I went and sat down after I got out the bathroom, and I just kept looking. And the next thing you know, a little bit before 5 o'clock, the sun was up and out. And I'm thinking, okay, and this went on, and I'm thinking, and I was just thinking to myself, what is going on? Is this part of is this part of the hereafter? I mean, what's all that about?
Your time chain is off. Your time is off on this planet.
So is that a good thing, a bad thing, or?
It's neither. It's just happening. It's time for the dimensional shift, and I really wanted to cover that tonight, but I was led to try to explain to people about Christianity, and if they have questions about Islam, I'm also Imam Ahmed. I just wanted to let you know. But I think it's important at this time because a lot of people are not familiar with these teachings, right? And if they're comfortable where they're at with their own beliefs, they don't know why they're not motivated to want to change or even research or look at or consider anything else, right? And I wanted to try to pull the scab off and just let people know that Christianity, howbeit something that we are at some point in time, most of us have been very emotionally attached to, just like warm breakfast or the smell of the pew and the choir in church when you walk in, the familiar feelings of closeness and spirituality, and it's a feel-good thing, the singing and music, etc., the preacher. But it's just what it is a farce, because there's too many people, there's too many charlatans doing the devil's work in God's name, and they know there's no truth in it. It's a contrived religion. It's not true. And what was true is that the scripture, originally we call the Holy Bible, came out of the cuneiform tablets, the Atrahasis, the Numer Elise, the cuneiform tablets of Etna, Gilgamesh, epics, etc. And over time it's been translated and not transliterated until the advent of Panabab-Yanun, who is indeed our master teacher here on this planet, with the guy under the auspices of the angel Michael. That's the truth. But a lot of people may just be so deeply submerged in belief that they need to have proof, and I'll give it to you as gently as I can. So if you get your Bibles, please. This is so important. Anukas, come on. Yes.
I got a new brother right here. It's Kim.
Very
I got
good.
A new brother right here.
Very good.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Do you have a question, or
yes?
Or you have access to a Bible?
What's going on in this world today, man? What's going on in this world?
Well, it's running out of time. This world is actually running out of time. It's time for the truth to be revealed.
Some of you people.
Say it again.
Yeah, some of you people think somebody's gonna come down here and save them.
Well, somebody's gonna come down here and save them. They have been offered the benefit of spiritual guidance. They've been offered the benefit of spiritual guidance. But as far as somebody just coming to save them, if they sit on the couch in their boxes smoking weed and just wait for heaven to knock on the door like it's been looking for them, that's something that'll never happen. They have to make a supreme effort. They have to work for heaven just the same way they have to work for hell. Even hell is not free. If you want to be a crackhead or heroin addict, for example, they have to work harder than people do that have a job. I've explained to the class many times. If you employ a crackhead and you put him in a room with two doors, two exits, and you put 500 bricks in one doorway and 1,500 in the other, and you tell them, say, look, I'll pay you to move those 500 bricks, they'll run and move the 1,500 bricks out the door to get away from the work. You understand what I mean? But they're doing a lot of work. They're working hard in people the job in order to support that habit. You follow me? So hell is not free, but people think that heaven should be. The truth is free, but not heaven. You have to work and strive for that. Look at the prophets, the sages, and the disciples. the things they went through and all the tests, and they were shaking violently like those before them. It's just not something that somebody God's going to come down with a big hand and pick you up and put you in the clouds. That's fictitious and fantasy. If you all get your Holy Bibles, please, I want to show you right off the bat, for example, the way when you speak about Islam, a lot of Christians think that that's just it is a bastard child Christianity, but the thing is that they pray in the right way, and Christians are laboring under the misconception that they pray correctly by being on their hands, on their knees rather, with their hands clasped and looking autonomously up at the sky, you know, and that's how they say their prayers. We were taught that when we were little children. Me and my brother Red, we had to get on our knees every night and say our prayers. But if you go to Matthew, I need you all to look this up. Everybody look up one of these. Somebody go to Matthew 26:39. Somebody else go to Numbers 20:6. Are you here, young Morrison?
Yes, sir. I'm looking up Numbers 20:6 right now.
26:39. Matthew 26:39. Oh, yeah, Numbers 20:6.
Yes, sir.
Chapter 26. Now, and somebody else look up Genesis 17:3. Now, whoever has Matthew 26:39, please let me know. Let's be quick and fast and intelligent. Matthew chapter 26, verse 39. Hello? Matthew chapter 26, verse 39. Okay, son, you have Numbers 20, verse 6.
All right, Amun, I got
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, let's see how Moses prayed. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly until the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of the sustainer appeared unto them. So how did they pray? What position did they pray on? With their faces to the ground in prostration like Muslims. Okay, sister, you have Matthew 26:39. Let's see how Jesus prayed. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. Right? So how did Jesus pray?
Like a Muslim.
That's right, on his face. You understand what I'm saying, son? And everybody, okay, Genesis 17:3. And Abraham fell on his face, the way Ezra did. And Nehemiah 8:6 and 1 King, you write these down. You should write them down anyway to have this list. Nehemiah 8:6, 1 Kings 18:42, and Joshua 5:14. That's Nehemiah 8:6, 1 Kings 18:42, and Joshua 5:14. We'll start with Nehemiah 8:6. And Ezra blessed the Lord, the great God, and all the people answered, Amen, Amen, with lifting up their hands, and they bowed their heads and worshipped the Lord with their faces to the ground. So far, we see how Jesus prayed, how Moses and Aaron prayed, how Abraham prayed, and how Ezra prayed. Now, what about Elijah? 1 Kings 18:42. So Ahab went up to the east, and so Ahab went up to eat and to drink, and Elijah went up to the top of Carmel, and he cast himself down upon the earth and put his face between his knees, the way Joshua did, Joshua 5:14. And he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship. and said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? Right? So that's important for you all to understand. The way that you've been praying, we were taught to pray as Christians, is not correct. And there are many assumptions, false assumptions in Christianity, like the 12 apostles, the 12 disciples. Many people make reference to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Right? Matthew, Mark, Luke, okay, Luke and Paul. They make assumptions that these are disciples. But now let's go over the list. Now, Matthew 10, write it down. Matthew 10, verses 2 through 4. The list of 12 disciples. Matthew 10. 2 through 4. Now let's go through this very carefully. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. The first one, Simon, who is called Peter. 2, and Andrew, his brother. 3, James, the son of Zebedee. 4, and John, his brother. 5, Philip. 6, Bartholomew. 7, Thomas. 8, Matthew the publican. 9, James the son of Alphaeus. 10, and Lebbaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus. 11, Simon the Canaanite. And 12, Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. Now where did you hear Paul at, or Luke? I'm waiting. Who heard Paul or Luke?
Nobody. They weren't in there.
They're not the disciples. Paul never met Jesus. And the Christians reference Paul for everything. He just wrote what Muslims refer to as hadith, letters. Like letters to the Corinthians and different things, or Romans and different. These were letters that he wrote. He never met Jesus. Paul is the devil. That's what he was. And they make reference to him all the time. Right? So, you're going to have to really, let's bear down. You got to get your Bibles, and we're going to do some research. Rather than just having blind faith, let's look at this and see exactly how to, because people accept the Bible as the Word of God. Am I right or wrong? Hello?
Right.
They do. They accept it as the Word of God. But is it the Word of God, or is it the word of some misguided men? But we got to prove that, right? Let's go to Luke 14:26, and then go to 1 John 3:23. Hold one page open while you get the other. Luke chapter 14, verse 26. Hold it and go to 1 John 3:23. The first person that gets to Luke 14:26, let me know. And then read that for us.
I have it.
Okay, read it loud and clear.
It says, and they could not answer him.
No.
These things.
No. Luke chapter 14, verse 26.
26.
Yeah.
I have it.
If any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Okay, Luke says this again. In chapter 14, verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. So you got to hate everybody, even yourself, to be a disciple of Jesus, according to Luke. Now we'll go to 1 John 3:23. Who has that? Are you people working at all? Are you afraid of the truth?
What?
That was Luke 14:26. But now somebody should have found 1 John 3:23.
I have it, Amun.
Okay. And this is his. Okay, read it. And this is his commandment,
Can you hear
that
me?
we should believe on the name of his Son. And this is his commandment.
This is his commandment that we should believe on the name of his Son Jesus Christ and love one another as he gave us commandment.
So John says that Jesus gave you a command to do what? To love one another.
One another.
As he gave us commandment. So he commanded that we love one another, right?
Yes.
But the Holy Bible says, Luke says, if any man come to me, mute your phone. 14:26 Luke. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. So which Bible is true? Young Morrison, you understand what I'm saying? You see what the book is saying?
Yes, sir.
I hope you have people with you.
Not currently. I'm by myself in the room.
Yeah. Okay. We need to go to 1 Peter 3:1 and 1 Corinthians 14:34. And we need, on the other hand, somebody to look up Acts 2:18 and Acts 21:9. Acts 2:18 on the right-hand side and Acts 21:9. On the left-hand side, write down 1 Peter 3:1 and 1 Corinthians 14:34. Women are in subjection to their husbands.
I have Acts 2:18.
Well, we got to do 1 Peter 3:1 first and 1 Corinthians 14:34. So just hold that page, put a piece of paper in it or something, and find 1 Peter 3:1 and 1 Corinthians 14:34. You're going to have to juggle a little bit, family. Let's just check out this Christianity. You hear Trump and them keep talking about they're Christians and this, that, and the other. These people are devils, and they're being led by devils, but they don't know it. They got faith, and they're following the Antichrist. Yes.
Okay, I got 1 Peter 3 verse 1.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, Lucas, read.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjugation to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Okay, and 1 Corinthians 14:34. 1 Corinthians 14:34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. So the Bible says, 1 Corinthians 14:34, let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. Now, son, you have Acts 2:18 in the Holy Bible. What does it say about men being silent in the churches according to the law? Read.
It says, "And on my servants and on my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy."
Okay, and on my servants and on my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. Okay, now let me ask you, how women can keep silent and don't speak in church, but they can prophesy? How does that happen, young Morris?
You can't. It's either one or the other.
That's right. So it's a lie being told here somewhere. Okay, Acts 21:9. And the same man had 4 daughters, virgins, which did prophecy. The man had 4 daughters that were prophets. So they were prophesizing, not just speaking. Rahubat. Okay. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you got a King James Bible, right?
I don't have it on me. I'm just leaving my job.
Okay, well, what you can do is just look it up on your phone. Just type in King James and look up Luke 3:35-36. Luke chapter 3, verse 35 and 36. And somebody else look up Genesis 11:12. Genesis 11:12. This is very important, and it stands out as a blatant lie being told by one person or another in the Word of God. The Word of God is supposed to be, we take it pristine and pure. It is. So evidently, the Holy Bible is not the Word of God. But people take it as such and follow it religiously. There have been wars and murders in the name of God, according to the Bible that they hold up as the Word of God.
That's Luke what?
Chapter 3, verse 35 and 36. And somebody else get Genesis 11:12.
Yes, sir.
You have it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, read Luke 3:35 and 36. And think about what you're saying. You got it?
You said 35:36 for Luke?
Yeah, it says, which was the son of Saruk. It's a genealogy. Which was the son of Saruk. Which was the son of Ragu. Ragu, which was the son of Peleg. Which was the son of Heber. Which was the son of Salah. Which was the son of Canaan. And Canaan, which was the son of Arphaxad. Arphaxad, which was the son of Shem, which was the son of Noah, which was the son of Lamech. So let's do the genealogy again according to the Holy Bible. Luke 3:35 and 36. Which was the son of Surah, which was the son of Ragu, which was the son of Peleg, which was the son of Heber, which was the son of Salah, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Arphaxad, which was the son of Shem, which was the son of Noah, which was the son of Lamech. So let's go to Genesis 11:12. Read it. No, we can't hear you.
It says,
and Arphaxad lived 5 and 30 years and begat
5 and 30
Salah.
years
No,
and
you
begat
no,
Salah.
All right. Read it, Genesis 11:12, son.
it says,
And Arphaxad lived 530 years and begot Salah. So who was the father of Salah? Arphaxad was the father of Salah. Now go back to Luke 3:35 and 36. Now we just established by the Bible that Arphaxad lived 5 and 30 years and begot Salah. So the father of Salah is Arphaxad. That's the word of God, according to the Christian Bible, King James. Now go back to Luke 35:36. which was the son of Saruk, which was the son of Ragu, which was the son of Peleg, which was the son of Heber, which was the son of Salah, which was the son of Canaan. So the Bible said, please mute your phones. The Bible says that Salah was the son of Canaan, and Canaan was the son of Arphaxad. You understand? Canaan was the son of Arphaxad, and Salah was the son of Canaan, according to the Holy Bible. Now, Genesis 11:12 says, and Arphaxad lived 530 years and begot Salah. So according to the Holy Bible, the Word of God, Arphaxad was the father of Salah. But according to the Holy Bible, Salah was the son of Canaan, and Canaan was the son of Arphaxad. You understand? You have to cross-reference both of them. Do you see it, son?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that a definite lie? Is that a lie being told here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So is that the word of God? Do you think God is a liar?
No, sir. Of course not.
Well, I know he's not. So that's the Bible. The people that wrote the Bible are lying, right?
Right.
Okay. Write down Acts chapter 7, verse 16. And on the right-hand side, write down Joshua 24:32. This is going to be a glaring. I can do this all night long, but I'm just showing you some that come to mind. Acts 7:16. Abraham bought land for a sepulcher. Acts 7:16. Let me know when you all are there. If you don't look it up yourself, you'll be talking about something Amun told you. Check it out yourself.
I'm there.
You want? Yeah. Acts 7:16 reads what?
It says,
and were carried over into Shechem and laid in the sepulchre that Abraham bought for a sum of money. So Abraham bought the sepulchre for a sum of money of the sons of Emer, the father of Shechem. Who bought the sepulchre? Son, who bought the sepulchre?
To Abraham?
Exactly, according to the Bible. And were carried over into Shechem and laid in the sepulchre that Abraham bought for a sum of money of the sons of Emer, the father of Shechem. Abraham bought the sepulchre for the sum of money for the sons of Emer, the father of Shechem. Now, hold that and go to Joshua 24:32. And the bones of Joseph, which the children of Israel brought up out of Egypt, buried they in Shechem, and a parcel of ground which Jacob bought of the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver, and it became the inheritance of the children of Joseph. So, according to the Holy Bible, Joshua 24:32, who bought the sepulchre that they buried in Shechem, and a parcel of ground which Jacob bought of the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver? Who bought the sepulchre, according to the Holy Bible?
Jacob.
Yeah,
Jacob did.
Yeah, but the Holy Bible said that Abraham bought it for a sum of money of the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem. Do y'all want 100 more examples of what? Or you want me to go into another section? Go somewhere else. But you can't be mentally lazy. You have to be willing to work if you want the truth. I don't hear you. Huh?
Another section?
Okay. Okay, if we go to Isaiah 44:8, Isaiah chapter 44, verse 8.
I'm there.
Okay. Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that, and have declared it? Ye are even my witnesses. Okay, is there a God besides me? Yea, there is no God. I know not any. Okay.
Now,
if we go deeper into the Bible here, you need to write this down too. I want you to look up examples of people eating other people. Now here's one that's clear. Go to Isaiah 11:6. Isaiah 11:6. And somebody else write down Exodus 34:14. Exodus 34:14.
I have Isaiah 11:6.
Okay, can you read that clear and strong?
Yes. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the young goat, and the calf and the lion, and the fattened calf together, and a little
Now,
child.
I'll prove to you this, yes, son. I'll prove to you the Mandela effect and the dimensional shift is happening. Because what it used to say in Isaiah 11:6, and you'll all remember, the lion shall lay down with the lamb. Right? Now it says the wolf and the leopard and all that laying down with it, right? But it used to say the lion shall lay down with the lamb. Everybody remembers that, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't remember that? The lion shall lay down with the lamb. But now it says, what does it change to now in this reality, son? Don't make noise on the phone. Isaiah 11:6. What does it read?
It says, the wolf shall dwell with the lamb.
The wolf?
The leopard shall lie. Yeah. Shall dwell. It said the wolf shall dwell with the lamb. The leopard shall lay down with the young goat, and the calf and the lion.
Okay.
And the fat.
The wolf shall lay down with the lamb, and the leopard will lay down with the young goat.
Correct.
With the kid, yours says with the kid. Okay, now what it used to say, Isaiah 11:6 used to say, the lion shall lay down with the lamb. Now go to Exodus 34:14.
I'm there.
All right. The people that know the Bible, the Lord's name is jealous. It was supposed to read, and the Lord is a jealous God. You understand? The Lord's name is jealous. Exodus 34:14. That can't be right. Look it up and read it. How can the Lord's name be jealous? And Acts 12:4, they changed the word Passover to Easter. Habakkuk 3:14, they changed horns into rays. And Proverbs 17:4, worthless into naughty. Luke 12:24, sparrow into raven. Luke 8:39, preached into published. Luke 3:16, sandals into shoes. Luke 17:31, possessions into stuff. Right?
Can you
be writing these down.
Repeat those? Can you repeat
Yes.
those? And
Yes,
start
I
back
can.
at
Yes, Yeah, you need to have this list. It's important for you to have these things. Very important. All right, Luke 17:31. Possessions were changed into stuff. Luke 3:16. Sandals changed into shoes. Luke 8:39. Preached into published. Luke 12:24. Sparrow into raven. Proverbs 17:4. Worthless into naughty. Habakkuk 3:14. Horns into rays. Acts 12:4. Passover into Easter. If you just write down the scriptures, you'll find it. And Luke 19:23. Money changers changed into bank. 1 Corinthians, devoted changed into addicted. That don't sound biblical. Matthew 14:8. Platter.
Wait a minute. Wait. What was that? 1 Corinthians what?
1 Corinthians. It just start right there. 1 Corinthians. Devoted into addicted. And Matthew 14:8. Platter into charger. Luke 13:32, King James, healings into cures. Genesis 3:7, coverings into aprons. All you serious ought to have all this list written down. King James, Zephaniah 2:6, pastures and meadows are now dwellings and cottages. Zephaniah 2:6, pastures and meadows now read dwellings and cottages. Isaiah 23:3, wealth now reads revenue, and merchant now reads mart. Amos 7:13, sanctuary is now chapel. Isaiah 32:8, noble is changed to liberal. This is Genesis 31:34, saddle into furniture. Somebody look up Genesis 34 for me. Genesis 31:34. I need you to read that. It's going to blow your mind.
I have it.
Read it.
Now Rachel had taken the images and put them in the camel's furniture and sat upon them, and Laban searched all the tents.
Now, how much sense did that make? Read that, slow down, and listen to what you're saying. Read it to us loud and clear, slowly.
Now,
34.
Had taken the images.
No, that's Genesis 31, verse 34. Now, listen to what you're saying, son. Read it again.
Now, Rachel had taken the images and put them in the camel's furniture.
Wait a minute. And the what?
And said upon them,
What them in the what?
The camel's furniture.
Son, is that making sense to you?
No, it don't. It don't.
You gonna put something in the camel's furniture. That was supposed to be the camel's saddle. You understand?
Right.
And they changed it to furniture. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So Rachel put the images in the camel's furniture. It makes no sense. You hear me? Now I could do this all night. I could do this all night long. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not.
Right.
This is not an assault on Christianity. What it is an effort to joke people awake. You know, in Luke 19:27, Jesus said, "Bring them to me and kill them before me." That's not right. You can go to Genesis 8:7. Sent forth a raven has been changed to sent forth a dove. You understand? Yeah. Isaiah 11:6. Lion lays with the lamb has been changed with wolf lays with the leopard. And Jesus has money in the bank. Luke 19:23. People travel on highways. Yeah. And I can find 1,000 places where people eat other people, their sons and daughters, in exchange. I'll eat your daughter today, we'll eat your son tomorrow, etc. This is their holy book, the Bible.
Well, Amun, can you give us one or two of those that you said?
Okay, just look up. Just somebody type in King James, people eating, sons and daughters, eating people in the Bible. You pop up with one right quick and start reading. King James, people eating people in the Bible. This is all part of the dimensional shift, right? And I'll give you a list of some of the changes that are obvious, that people you can't rationalize. Now, who looked up people eating other people in the Bible?
I did.
King James. Okay, let me hear it.
Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 10. Therefore the father shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and these sons shall eat their fathers. And I will execute judgment in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds.
Okay, so the fathers will eat the sons, and the sons will eat the fathers, right? Is that what you read?
Yes, sir.
Does that sound right? You can find about 30 examples of that in the Bible. You follow me?
Right.
Now, on a more common subject, let's look at, like in the supermarket. Everybody knows Jiffy peanut butter, right, son?
Sir?
Everybody knows Jiffy peanut butter, right?
Right.
It's not Jiffy anymore, it's Jif. J-I-F. Now you tell me what sense it makes for somebody to change a name brand like that. What I'm saying is that the dimensional shift has you living in another reality now. You're shifting to a new heaven and a new earth, for the former things have passed away. Looney Tunes is now Looney Tunes. It used to be Looney space TUNES. Now it's Looney TOONS. And the Berenstain Bears is now the Berenstain Bears. The show Sex in the City is now Sex and the City. It's like Sex and the City. Like the city's having sex. Sex in the City is changed to Sex and the City in this new reality. Febreze used to be spelled Febreze. Now it's Febreze. Oscar Mayer Wieners used to be OSCAR space MEYER. Now it's OSCAR MAYER. Oscar Mayer. Now, when I did some research on that, and you look it up on YouTube, and you could catch it in transition, because the commercial was on, and the little Charlie Brown, whatever, the kids were marching singing a song, and they said Oscar Mayer, MEYER, but the words came out audibly, Oscar Mayer, MAYER. You understand? Skechers Tennis, SKECHERS. Now it's SKETCHERS. Fruit Loops cereal, FRUIT, Fruit Loops, LOOPS, is now Fruit, FROOT, space LOOPS, Fruit Loops. Kit Kat is KITKAT. Now it's KIT-KAT. Cheez-Its, CHEEZ-ITZ. Now it's CHEEZ-IT. No Z on Cheez-Its. Double Stuffed Oreo. It's double stuff had two F's. Now double stuff has one F in Oreo. Yep. Alice in Wonderland, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, is now changed to magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. Again, Alice in Wonderland, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, is now in this world magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. Star Wars, I am your father. Now it's Luke, I am your father. Who's the man? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. The guy with the sweater, Fred Rogers. Mr. Rogers, right. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. The old Smokey Bear is now Smokey the Bear in this reality. Oh man, I can do this all night. But you are not in the same reality. Who doesn't believe that this is not the same reality? All right. Son, didn't I send you a book authored by Dr. Malachi Z. York called The Dimensional Shift?
Yes, sir.
All of you that get that book, all of you that have The Dimensional Shift authored by Dr. Malachi Z. York, Please get it. We're talking about the dimensional shift here. That's what's happening here. That's why you're having all this unusual weather, all this extreme heat, drought, floods, storms, hurricanes, fires. Do you people have the dimensional shift out?
Yes, sir.
All right. Cheryl, are you there in London? Or Ann? See what they do when I send out posts. You hear? Okay. You have the dimensional shift?
Not to hand, but it's okay. I'll make notes.
Oh, wow. Okay, the revelations to the Nawapians. Patarak, the way, the dimensional shift. Many beings have been coming to this planet for many, many Earth years. And ancient records tell of the important role two groups played, namely Mesopotamia and Africa. The two groups became known as Safaru, that's Nesdaru in Africa, the Nesdaru, and Karabu, Anunnaki, in Mesopotamia. So we're talking about the groups that were in Mesopotamia, and then the groups that were in Africa. There are two groups that came down. Remember the Seraphat and the cherubim I told you were angelic beings in heaven on Malachite, and they manifested like the two races here on earth, the Negaru and the Kakasu, the black and the white. The Seraphat were the blacks, the Nesdaru in Africa, and the Anunnaki were the cherubim in Mesopotamia. All right? Also called by other names by others in their tongues. From them, a way of life and religions were born, like Christianity in the Bible. From them, a way of life and religions were born, fact and faith. Beings from star systems come back and forth to this planet for their own reasons. Some to hunt, others to prospect for resources. Some for food, as we read in the Bible, they do eat people, and others for pleasure and vacation. It was 17,250,000 years ago. That is exactly 19 million years ago that the spirit forces of Lawi Tenanu, Leviathan, you call it Leviathan, who were part of the Federation, that's the Intergalactic Confederation, were cast out from Pa'Ra'e, the sun. That's the fall of the fallen angels, were cast out, right? It was 19 million years ago that the spirit forces of Lawi Tenanu, Leviathan, who were part of the Federation, were cast out for Ra'e, the sun, members throughout the multiverse, and to Pa-Kaha, the planet Earth. They were cast down to Earth because I told you Earth is a reformatory for wayward angels, a penitentiary for fallen angels. Right? So the fallen angels were cast out of the heavens. No more space found for them in the heaven. They were cast down to the earth, the Pa-Taha, the planet Earth, just before the evolutionary cycle began. The moon cycle is the climax of the evolutionary cycle. The Lawi Tenanu are the moon deities, called also Sin, who is Nanar, son of Enlil and Ninlil. Sin is found in Genesis 4:7, under the Hebrew Strong's 24:3, for the word tat, sacrificial sin. He is the one who asked Cain and Abel to offer. He was an Anunnaki cherubim who would be waiting at Bab-Ilu, the gateway to Enlil, son of Anu, Elyon, Elon. So that is why it is said, sin. Nana, who ruled were the human offerings to blood lusting. They eat people. Anakim was held for Zorathan, Persia, 1,000 offerings a year. That's how many people they were eating in this particular district and time. 1,000 people a year. It was all around the fire of the priest called Zarathustra. Page 200, where there is vain, spirit of earth. Abraham's Abraham, father, who was Kera, a Magi, priest of Ur, moved to Haran to perform offerings of blood to the fire on altars. Right? They weren't just slaying lambs. So it was this person who started the blood offerings, while Cain, and Abiel, Abel, as they were called in Sumeria. That's Mesopotamia, Sumeria. They must be controlled or ignored. Being from the closest star system called Aldebaran, Andromeda, and Larians, Pleiadians, Zeta Reticuli, and Arcturians, and Syrians, Orions, and many others. We speak of these two Nisdaru to Africans, the Garu, Negroids, who birthed us, and Anunnaki, Anakim, the Mesopotamians, who birthed Caucasoids, and from them came also subraces of Europe too. These became their religious gods, angelic beings, devils, demons, ghosts, and spirits. Those of the Mesopotamia were flesh eaters. They were cannibals, you see, Jeffrey Dahmer. Those of the Mesopotamia were flesh eaters. They asked their subjects to kill for them, to herd for them, to offer flesh and blood to them of both animals and humans. They spread their religious beliefs, like Christianity, over the planet called Elohim, Alihat, Malthun, Nephilim, Malakim, and these became known as Yahweh, that's Yah, agreeable, way disagreeable, Adonai, El Shaddai, the mighty, right? Baal, Satan, Hebrew strong, 7854, Allah, Rab, Baal, Strong's 2316, and honor to many tongues, worshipped as the one God of many gods. Let us create man in our image and in our likeness. You must worship him, or pain and suffering, hell's fire, or tormentation once you die. That is the nature of what they worship, and try to get you to worship out of fear of torment after this life. These gods, lords by whatever names, are no more than extraterrestrials who came here for their own purposes and used humans to sow their will. Most don't know that. They read their holy books, yet don't really read what it says, or question what it really means out of fear. They think they'll get struck by lightning if they try to really research the Bible and cross, so just try to find out, penetrate what the real meaning. You see, it's all about dimensional shifts or cycles. Each of the created or grafted races is of a dimensional rate related to the very planet. With a 24,000-year cycle and the 26-year precession of the equinoxes, which will be complete, another cycle, 12/21/2012. And Malachi and I were taking up again 2013. I was taking up 3/26/13 with him. As the planet shifts, each race is supposed to shift with it. Now, I told you all last class that I was taken up again on board a craft, and it was not just a sham that capable of carrying 50 passengers. I was on something large like Nibiru, and I saw Malachi there. There was at least 40 brothers and sisters in that place, kind of crowded. But I didn't emphasize that I was an interdimensional traveler in another dimension, because it's become so common to me, because like Malachi told me in Solomon's temple, you belong to two worlds. Isn't that the story of Jesus? I am from above and you are from below. Anybody remember that? I am from above. I am from above and you are from below, down here on earth with the fallen angels. As the planet shifts, each race is supposed to shift with it. It relates to your evolvement and involves your DNA as placed in a humanoid as HAR1 type on your DNA strands. It is actually located on the end of the 20th chromosome of your 46. For example, there are some beings that they're not correct, such as people with Down syndrome have 47 chromosomes, not 46 like human beings. And that's scary, because chimpanzees have 48 chromosomes. I said there are beings with Down syndrome, they have 47 chromosomes. Human beings have 46. They're autistic. And you have people on this planet, their pigment speed is the same as that of a chicken or a pig or a dog. Not white, but pale, melanin recessive. And they have hirsutism. They're covered with fur. Some on their shoulders, even on their backs, on their toes and knuckles and hands and arms, covered with fur. These are animal traits. So you're talking about the tribes of Canaan, because Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Noah was an husbandman, and he grew grapes, and he picked his grapes, and some of them fermented. He drank them, and he became intoxicated, went to his tent to lay down and sleep. And his son Ham came in and looked upon his father's nakedness, and tried to call his other brothers to come. Now, a lot of people thought this was an act of homosexuality. That's not what it was. Ham was in the tent looking at his father Noah at his nakedness, because when he was relaxed under the influence of the wine, he shapeshifted, and his true form was a reptilian. So where his father was on the table, Ham saw a reptilian. And when Noah awoke and he saw what his son had done, he raised up and said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants will he be unto his brothers." So the curse didn't fall on Ham. It fell on his son Canaan. And it stained his genes like a soldier in a foxhole at the height of war, when people being blown up all around him and disembodied. They come up out of the foxhole with white hair. You understand? Scared white. That frightened Ham when he saw his father as a reptile. It stained his genes, and his son Canaan came out a bros, albino, white as snow. That was the curse. Cursed be Canaan. Right? You have 12 tribes of Canaan. Canaan and Canaan. I think you see the fur and the large incisors. Look up people with tails on YouTube. People that walk on all fours. And you'll understand their appetites better. They like their steaks rare or bloody, That goes to the cannibalism. Okay. Now, the DNA is placed in a humanoid as HAR1 type on your DNA strands. HAR1. That's the God gene. It is actually located on the end of the 20th chromosome of your 46. It links you to your ancestors and a parallel universe. Amun, you belong to two worlds and a planet in a different harmonic portal. So that's the new heaven and the new earth that I'm trying to get you all to shift back to, and I'm showing you that these things are passing away. There'll be a new heaven and a new earth, for the former things will have passed away. Like the sister said, many of you that are observant notice that the stars you used to look at years ago that were filling up the skies, brilliant, covered up stars, now you go out on a clear night and you can count the stars on two hands. Where are the stars? By the way, where are all those little children that used to walk past your house in crowds going to the store, getting off buses and roller skating and riding bikes and making noise? You don't hear those kids out there playing anymore. Where are all those children? I'm just showing you. You're not paying attention to your surroundings. Why all of a sudden, everywhere you look, you got boarded up buildings and businesses and houses? Vacancies everywhere. It's like ghost towns. Like when COVID came, you all could drive around the city and it looked like a ghost town. Where are all these people going? What's happening to people? Are they like the Mayans being carried off somewhere? Okay, 30. It links you to your ancestors and the parallel universe and the planet in a different harmonic portal. Yours is called Razak, risk, which means the providers. It involves time portals. Amun, we were talking about the date. And it involves time portals or gates and dimensions, portals. That's how you get taken up in a whirlwind. It says that in the Bible. Elijah was taken to the whirlwind, Jesus. They were all taken up in the whirlwind. I was taken up in the whirlwind, 326:13. All of these facts and more are part of a role in the principle underlying the process of ascension. So all these people trying to act as if they're a Messiah or the Messiah, they're phonies. They're not the Messiah. Even Malachi Z. York will tell you he is not the Messiah. He never was and never will be the Messiah or the beloved Jesus. He said, tell them, you looked in my eyes and I told them I am not the Messiah. And these niggas keep saying over and over again, he's the Messiah. They're crazy. You follow me? They know I'm here and they know I'm the Messiah, but they refuse to come to me because they are part of those disagreeable beings, evil beings that were cast down out of the sun cycle and were sent down to planet Earth into this reform school for wayward angels or rejects from the higher realms, from the Zaka or Risk, from the galaxy of Ilion, which is the 19th galaxy, and they've been cast down to the Milky Way, which is the 18th galaxy, 3 times 6. Are you following me? And Risk is in the 19th galaxy, and above it are 19. That's the number that resides over the Quran, or the Tasmiyah, Bismillah, Rahman Rahim, 19 letters, or in the Holy Tablets. 19 chapters in the Holy Tablets. Every chapter is broken down in increments of 19. That's the number, 19. All right? And that's the number that's been over my life ever since I've been in the world. I was born in 1951. And the seventh seal was broken in 1970 by Pana Babianun or Dr. Malachi Z. York. Exactly 19 years after my birth. Okay? And I was commanded to go to visit him in 1981 for the first time in this world in the flesh in Brooklyn from San Diego, California. I went there in 1981 And his time to rule was up in the year 2000, exactly 19 years later. Understand me. I am Ahmed, the Mahdi, the third return, the final return of Ahmed to this planet. And so is Elijah Muhammad, or Elijah Poole in Sandersville, Georgia, the third time. First time is Elijah the Tezbit that brought the water down on the sacrifice. The second time, a double portion of Elijah and John the Baptist that baptized Jesus from the Jordan. And the third and final time is Elijah Poole in Sandersville, Georgia, or Elijah Muhammad. We keep coming back, but this is the final time, I tell you now. They keep pretending like it's not me and ignoring this mission, and you're ignoring your last chance to get back home. Okay? At 30, it links you to your ancestors and a parallel universe and a planet in a different harmonic portal. Yours is called Rizak, Riz. It involves time portals, or gates, and dimensions, portals. When are you all going to learn that? If you read Revelation 17, write it down, Revelation 17, it's going to tell you about the great harlot, or whore, that sits upon the waters, on a throne, with crowns of many jewels, with scarlet robes. You know, you're talking about the Queen of England, right? And a spinoff from that is that she went through France and they built the Statue of Liberty that sits upon the waters coming into New York. And the Statue of Liberty has that torch burning, and she also has the Bible in her hand, but the Bible is closed because they don't live by the Word of God. You know, in York or Yorkshire in England, right? That's New York, the New York. Are you following me? And New England. Are you following me? That's modern day Babylon. Wake up. These fallen angels have been cast down to earth to cities like Los Angeles in Spanish, city of the Lost Angels. Many of them ride motorcycles like Hell's Angels. Hell's Angels. Listen to Donald Trump. If you can't see that orange guy as the devil, you got to be the devil, right? If what he says is rational to you, then you are a demon too. 33. All of these facts and more are part of a role in the principle underlying the process of ascension. That's why I was sent here, to help you all ascend. As a reminder, as a guide, and I'm doing my job right now. Are you doing yours? Your responsibility is to the rest of your brothers and sisters to wake them up and spread this information. If you're not doing that, you're not even trying to get back to heaven, and you won't. You will be left behind, as well you should be. All of these facts and more are part of a role in the principle underlying the process of ascension. Dimensions and harmonic multiverses are linked to understanding quantum physics. Everything is vibration or frequencies. You understand now that higher frequencies can intermingle with lower frequencies. You can belong to two worlds, or angels ascending and descending up and down Jacob's ladder. You understand now that there are various frequencies in a radio waves. Remember I told you about the channels on television. You're shifting channels of frequencies. Dial on the phone. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Television waves that become colors and sounds. And only by tuning into the correct frequencies can you listen to see what is projected or transmitted. That's how you live in this reality, because you dialed into a certain wavelength of frequency. You're not in the same frequency or on the same channel that you were before on this 19. All of these wavelengths of different frequencies intermingle in the same space at the same time, aligned. I told you everything's in the same place at the same time, vibrating on different frequencies. Now the Wabians understand this, that this universe is composed of 8 harmonic tones, or worlds, as the music scales each note of an octave. You got 7 notes in the musical scale, 7 colors in the spectrum, 7 seas, 7 openings in the human body, 7 days in the week, 7 heavens and 7 hills, on and on. All right? Because science of abjad is how existence is organized, right? Or science of numbers in Arabic. Each harmonic. Okay. All right, you all, let's go outside and perform some miracles. It just seems like we don't ever have enough time to do nothing. I need everybody here that's sincere and serious about this mission to go outside and perform miracles. The most important thing is not running around again with vacuous cries about I'm God or I'm a goddess. The most important thing for you is to do the things that gods do. Now it's time to go out and do this. Who's the first one outside? They can see the stars.
I see.
You got? Okay.
Before we get started,
what are you gonna do with? I see it. Go ahead. What are you gonna do with it, son?
I'm gonna move clockwise in the name of Amun-Rayay, the only true life.
Clockwise. Okay.
Moving clockwise.
Yes, it is.
And
other people should be bearing witness to that. I want all you people that's on the phone quiet, rather than saying, Brother Amun is just talking, go outside and get just one proof evidence of who and what I am. And stop listening to people that can't throw their stick down in Pharaoh's court and make it swallow up the lies. These people are just regurgitating things that they've read from other people. Remember, Malachi had told you, in proving the existence of God, there's another God here. He thinks outside of the box. He's not trapped inside of persons, places, and things. He's going to do it a little differently. And he went to the chalkboard where he was writing down his doctrine, and he started erasing all of it, and he turned to the camera and said, all this old stuff has got to go. And he spoke of this God as he is not a resident. He's a visitor. I am not a resident. I'm a visitor. I'm not like them, and they cannot be like me. Don't be deceived, beloved. You understand? These people are not me, and I'm not them. They can't ever be what I am. These are mortal men and women. They have a philosophy or a doctrine that they learn and then they regurgitate it. Some people memorize doctrine better than others, and they're great studiers. Like college students that become doctors and lawyers, and the devil puts them to run his corporate and positions of leadership to maintain his barbaric system. The people that are most hypnotized by his way of thinking. All right, now who else is going to move a star or perform a miracle?
I will.
I say a star.
All right, just a minute. Who said I will first?
I did.
Anubis.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, what state are you located in, brother? Texas. Okay. All right. You gonna move? What are you gonna move?
I'm gonna move the star.
Okay. How are you gonna move it? Which way are you gonna move it? And I'm telling everybody on the phone, everybody that's on this frequency with us, step outside and look at the sky until you see the star he's moving, and we're moving together. Now, which way are you gonna move it?
Right, in the name of Amun-Rayay, the Messiah.
You're gonna move it to the right.
It's moving.
All right. And which way are you going to move it down?
In the name of Amun-Rayay, the Messiah, go counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise. Okay.
sir. It's moving. I see it.
Moving counterclockwise.
All right. Thank you for bearing witness, Anubis.
Yes.
It's the Messiah. Go clockwise.
Go clockwise?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Going clockwise.
Going clockwise. I see it.
Moving clockwise.
Thank you, Kim in Florida, and thank you, Anubis,
Yes.
for bearing witness to what he's doing. Okay. One more movement, son. Go ahead.
In the name of Amun-Rayay, drop down.
Dropping down fast.
Yeah, it's shut down.
It sure did.
I love everybody that's bearing witness. Okay, which way now? Let's take it back up.
In the name of Amun-Rayay, go back up. In the name of the Messiah.
Going up.
And it's moving up.
Bless you, Fatah. Bless you, Hotep. Bless you, family. All right. Now, Anubis, what are you going to move? Thank you, son.
So thank you.
I'm going to move a star.
Which way are you going to move it? I see it. Now, I want to remind everybody that I'm inside my house, in my bedroom, with my eyes closed and the lights out. So this is all in it's mental process. I am the Messiah, and I can make mind links with you all. And the brother and sister here outside, they know where I am and what I'm doing. Okay, go ahead.
In the name of Amun, raise up.
It is
Moving up.
Moving up.
In the name of Amun, drop down. And it's dropping down. Wobble a little. In the name of Amun, move to the right.
Move to the right.
Going right.
Going right. Going right.
Thank you,
Move to the
Fatah.
right. In the name of Amun, move back to the left.
Going to the left.
It's moving left.
Make a clockwise circle in the name of Amun.
All right. We're going to do that. Then the next
It's going
person.
clockwise.
Thank you.
More clockwise. Tower Messiah. I love you.
I love you.
Tower
Fatah, what do you
Star.
see? What do you see in D.C.?
See a star.
What are you going to do with it, son? My beloved?
All right. In the name of Amun-Rayay, go to the right. And it's going right.
Moving right.
I love you.
Go to the left.
I love you.
I love you more.
Left. Going left. And stop going a clockwise circle.
Left.
Going clockwise.
Moving clockwise. Fast.
Going clockwise.
Yes.
About that.
I love you. Somebody make the star come closer. Who's going to be next?
I'll go. But I
Okay.
just seen a craft flying across
That's right.
the sky.
That's right. They're always around me. I am an extraterrestrial or angelic being. The angel Gabriel works through me like the angel Michael. Another one, the head of the archangels, works through Panabab Yanun, the master teacher. Okay, what are you going to move, Harry? Hotep.
Okay, I'm gonna move a star. In the
Okay.
name of Amun, drop down. And it's dropping down.
Dropping down.
Stop. In the name of Amun, raise up. And it's raising up. Stop. In the name of
Raising up.
Amun, move to the left. And it's moving left. It did a little wobble.
Yeah.
To the left.
Wobble down.
Yeah, wobble down.
Make it come closer,
In the
Hotep.
name of Amun, Go in a clockwise circle. And it's going clockwise. Kyle has Messiah in the family.
I'll make it come closer. In the name of Amun, come closer.
Coming closer.
And coming closer. In the name of Amun, move back. And it's moving back. It's moving back.
What do you see in London, Cheryl?
I see the moon.
Oh, real good. Is it big enough to put your face in?
Yeah, big and clear.
Oh, it's big and clear. You can put. Is it big enough surface for your face?
Yep.
All right. What are you gonna do? Okay. What are you gonna do with it? First off.
Okay. In the name of Amun, move up.
One up.
Yep. It's moving up. In the name of Amun, drop down. Moving down. Stop. Amun, move to the right.
To the right.
All right. How about if I just move it around now and put your face in it, Cheryl?
Thank you.
Okay. You start seeing your eyes, and your mouth will be moving like it's talking. You're going to be the woman in the moon tonight, Cheryl. The goddess in the moon.
Yeah, everybody can see it. Yep. I can make that out.
We're going to put an aura around your face. I see you, Cheryl.
Yeah. I can see the outline. Yep.
They see you in heaven and earth, Cheryl.
Wow.
You're not a secret anymore.
All the clouds have moved away. Just right there. In the blue sky.
Oh, yeah. We'll make you clearer.
Yep,
yeah.
I can make that out.
You almost saw a hat, didn't you? Did you?
Yeah,
it looked like
hair on the head. Yeah.
That's what it was. See, what I was doing, Cheryl, is I was recapturing the image I saw of you when I went down that porthole to you some months back. Remember, I woke up standing in the middle of the bedroom floor and I went down a porthole straight to you, and I was looking down on you and your residence in a bright lit room. Yeah. Oh, it's real. All right. Anyway, I love you all. Let's go back inside. You did your due diligence for the night. And we need you all to write testimonies as to what you did. Okay, and let's go back into this dimensional shift. Or we'll finish it up. How about finish it up next class? What say you all? You would like to finish it up tonight?
Tonight.
Maybe finish next. Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. I'll finish it up. All right. 39. Now the Wabians understand this, that this universe is composed of 8 harmonic tones or worlds, as in music scales, each note of an octave. 40. Each harmonic world is composed of 8 dimensions. 41. All of these dimensions exist in the same place and time as does light and sound. Come in. 42. Yet they operate and appear separately. 43. Because of the variant particle pulsation rate of the atoms or cells. 44. These particle pulsation rates take place in the same space and at the same time, yet remain invisible or unheard. Just like when you're looking at TV, looking at one channel, you tune to the channel 6, and you open up to a Western, and you're seeing cowboys and Indians and the prairie, and you don't realize that all the other stations are on, playing simultaneously in the same place, on the same screen at the same time, vibrating on a different frequency. So when you shift the channel or the frequency rate, you can tune into that channel, and then you open up a new reality, like Earth, right? Just like the radio in your car. You're driving, and you got a song that's coming in kind of vague, and you try to change the tune into that, and you have to keep manipulating and toggling the switch so you can get it into that specific place, into that frequency, and you can hear your song clear until you turn a corner or have obstruction. Then you got to try to toggle the switch again to get back into that frequency. Just like you all have to dial specific numbers boop, 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 to get into this frequency so we can meet spiritually in this room. All right. These particle pulsation rates take place in the same space and at the same time, yet remain invisible or unheard, all like what happens in a room you're in with others, other names, races, and so on. So we're in a chat room, you see. When a planet evolves through dimensions, the rate of speed or particle pulsation progressively increases, allowing that planet to evolve through the 8-dimensional scale. And all on it, living or dead, will also evolve, right? The event. The track of time for harmonic worlds, such as this one called planet Earth exists, equals 24,000 years land 1 mile for each year of Earth's circumference. In other words, you have 24,000 miles circumference rounded off of the Earth. 24 hours in a day, 24 elders, 24 billion years, the age of the planet. On and on, right? 48, also linked to the equinox, which is linked to the 26,000-year precession caused by the axis shift to 23.5. You know, when the sons of Mu rain down on the scientists in Egypt, they caused the Earth to shift 23.5 degrees off its axis. And cycles, it's new nation, it's kind of a wobble. And cycles every 26,000 years. So planet Earth has 2 cycles every 26,000 years. So the planet Earth has 2 cycles happening at the same time. 2 chances of salvation. Now we look at it cells wise, as we saw it atoms wise. Each of the root races, Saba'u, had their 0-time reference. It started with the first. First race, Nagaru, first. Second, Mangalu, dimensional shift, that's the Orientals. And the third and final was the Kakasu, right? Or Caucasoid, a Caucasian. Fourth, Nagaru, second. Fifth, Mangalu, dimensional shift, sixth, Caucasu. Then this time shift changed because the Caucasu DNA mixing with animals, such as porcines, pigs. Here come the pigs. Seventh, Mangalu. Third. Eighth, Travadu. That's the Hindus. Dimensional shift. Ninth, Nagaru. 51. The Caucasu fell off of the divine link to the higher dimensions and regressed to a beast-like state. 52. As the next shift comes, many Nagaru have mixed their DNA with lower dimensional beings, both physically and mentally. That's why you see on commercials all these white men with black men, etc. 53. They are out of tune, offline, or lineage, so they will not be able to transport through space and time. They will age and die on the way. 55. They must be cleaned inside out and outside in. This does not mean if you have mixed ancestors, you cannot make the trip to Rizak, not at all. It has to do with you, the person. Cells right here, right now, and your own zero-time reference. Don't play games with this. What you do with your body and mind. Now, how you link to your Saba'u races, Salapu ancestors, and if you reach them in other realms. Remember, the very planet is alive, and your flesh is part of it, born of it. Try and understand this information, the Wapians. From the moment of your consciousness, your being or existence was recorded on a time-continuous liner called Sirat. That's a fine filament over here, a straight line, straight now. From moment to moment, your mental created the next moment, from the womb to the outside world. Then moment to second, to minutes to hours, to days to weeks to months to years. So from day one to right now, whatever age. And I'll tell you about us. We exist in time. When you look at a clock, you have 60 minutes. You all, this reality is on the minute. We exist on the space in between. You have 60 ticks on the clock. Tick, tick, tick. But you also have 60 spaces on the top. Tick, tock, tick, tock. We live on the top, in between the ticks. That's why you can't see us. We're on another channel, on a higher frequency. Just like you have music, you have a rest and a beat. A rest and a beat. That's also reality. That you don't calibrate. So that's why I always communicate with tick-tock, tick-tock. And the Chinese knew it was me, so they came out with their primary media thing, TikTok. See, but they spelled it different. But they paying reference to me, the Messiah. Now, black people pretend like they don't know who I am or what I am, right? Curse them. Okay, 61. From moment to moment, your mental created the next moment from the womb to the outside world. Then moment to second to minutes to hours to day to weeks to months to years. So from day one to right now, whatever age, you've been recording your very existence on this filament like a DVD or tape recorded as spiraled outward. 64. Every time you inhale and exhale, blink. Everything you touch, feel, see, hear, taste, smell, think. From your fears, your joys, your anger, and all your emotions. Each cell as you grew to now, your body, and if you scar it, that is also recorded in your matrix as damage. Be it ear holes, nose holes, tattoos, burns of any kind, and any alteration of your natural body over the years. If you kept nature's time zones of your body and growth of 3 sets of 8 to equal 24, as in 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of digestion, and of intakes. The kinds of liquids, food, smoke, and all you put on your tongue is recorded. All you say, all you hear, your choices, your rejection, and all you swallow is recorded. If you spit, bleed, ejaculate, and tear, it's recorded. The salt in your urine is needed to ignite, as salt water is a conductor, and your blood has metal content needed to magnetize and electrify your body. But the spark of energy from the sun's rays into your eye hole called your pupil as your personal solar panel. If you read Patarak, count one, count them not, Anababianun will tell you that the whole universe came from the pupil of Amun-Rayay. 72. The solar panel attracts the sun's rays to spark the body. So everything from the moment up to right now is all recorded and stored. Now, in order for you to time travel or transport, that would be teleport you from one place to another wireless transport. That's how I went to Cheryl in London, or how I went to Malachi and them the other night. We need this Sajal record, and it is stored on a NARAD, a die, disc of crystal. We call it a balar. So with that information, you can be transported through information space, time, and then imported back information. You know the difference between information and information, right? Information is anything outside of that's beyond your what you're informed of. Just like you look at the stars tonight. But do you think there are stars beyond what you can see, past your view, and past the myopia of man's greatest telescopes? There are still stars further out there that you can't see. That's called information. That's out of your formation, your ability to formulate, right? Or think. Or there are things so small, micro, that's information. All right? Okay, so we've been sent here to teach you all information, all right? Things that are outside of your ability to see, hear, smell, taste, or touch, right? And let you know that these other channels do exist, or these other realities. Now, in order for your time travel or transport, that would be teleport you from one place to another, like me to Cheryl, wireless transport. We need this Sajal record, and it is stored on a NARAD, die, disc of crystal, a balar. So with that information, you can be transported through information space, time, and then imported back information and reconstructed, like on Star Trek, beam us up, and reconstructed from your first moment of existence and up to whichever age in your life up to now can be transported, and all of you and your thinking will be wherever. You follow me? That's a time traveler, interdimensional being. Only the exact moment will change, because it's a new moment in your life from where you were experiencing it to where you arrived. We must split the atom of time by the anti-atom, and before it can become adjusted and cell likewise. At its center is a program must be implanted for the moment to be balanced. I hope you humanoids can understand this. We have been using it for many of your Earth years to come and go, overcome age and death, even correct things in your lives. And I've done that so many times. But they're talking about how Marquita Love would pop from one end of the room to the other, or pop out from under me and be standing up across the room, looking at me, without me even sensing any movement. We would have done differently while during transport, stopped the disc at a point in life and edited. So you have masters, when you so-called cross over. They'll come to you, for example, now, and you see masters, they'll lay you on your side, and then they'll do laser surgery in the base of your spine, open up, and they'll place a balar, a die, or a disc, a crystal, in between your spinal discs, and then close up again. And that disc is going to record all your information, your whole life, everything you think, feel, smell, taste, and imagine, experience, all that information, your total body structure and DNA matrix, everything's going in there. So that they come back and take that disc out, and when you cross over, they go into like a place, like an editing studio, and they'll start that disc up, and these are masters, and they take out everything unpleasant, bad memories, bad experiences, aging, sickness, and they remove that and they replace it with pleasant memories, and they just make your whole existence heaven. Isn't that wonderful? Much care must be taken to do that, or the whole future of your time lineage will be erased. So you better be glad as masters doing that work for you. So with that overstood, know also, Nawapians, that planets have the ability to move from one dimension to the next and from one time continuum to the next. Each planet is linked to each other as Earth is to Razak. That's why you're starting to see 2 and 3 suns here, because Risk is a tri-solar system, and his kingdom will come to Earth as it is in heaven. Each can do this by magnetically drawing into its morphogenetic field particles from the unified of energy for each dimension, right? And that's only for those that make the shift. So as worlds cross by energy gates, beings can be seen at times, even visit from one world to the next. I tell you, it's real. As the planet pulls in the frequency pattern or tone of the next higher dimension into its morphogenetic field of human body vibrations or force fields, as the planet has ley lines of energy, so does the human body have matrix energy lines. A morphogenetic field is a field of energy that creates form to material things, matter as in atoms or cells. So when you fly up this dimensional shift, you dematerialize, just like on Star Trek. Because when I was taking up 313-26, I was pulled up through the ceiling, and you go through this wormhole at light speed. You're traveling 186,272 miles per second. You're traveling at light speed. Now, when you go through that shift, after they edit your disc, then all these particles, they start coming together, they start forming a helix in space. And like a spider's web, they start weaving cross back and forth till they start forming a bashar, a skin, a body, a form. And you just recreate it, because they have that disc that has the information about what you imagine as the perfect you, the perfect man or woman or bird or whatever it is, baby or whatever it is you want to be, your perfect ideal of yourself in heaven. And it'll take that imagination and recreate you to that exact pattern. Ain't that loving you? Okay. So as worlds cross by energy gates, being can be seen at times, even visit from one world to the next. I definitely knew that's right. I know I was standing out in front of this house one day, looking out over, and then there was a little short fellow, about 3 feet tall, heavy melanated. He had big eyes, kind of heavy set. He had 4 arms, and he walked up to my right side and looked up at me, and I looked down at him. And the next second I turned, he was gone. I didn't see him anywhere. They just walk into, like those beings you see Anukas all the time. They just appear and then they disappear. That's right. So does the human body have matrix energy lines. A morphogenetic field is a field of energy that created form to material things, matter as in atoms and or cells. Each dimension circular band has a specific rate of particle pulsation and a specific angular particle spin rotation as the human circulatory system. Each race vibrates on their own rate of ether. You all are Ethiopians, or ether utopians, right? And this is based off their time or zero time reference. This time exists as unified field of particles on the physical side of hydrogen and antiparticles on the spiritual side of ether. So if you look at the periodic chart that you look at in school, and you have all the elements there, you see that hydrogen is the first element, because it only has 1 electron in the first K shell. It's an incomplete atom, actually. That's why it's so light, and invisible, and it can float up. If you fill a balloon up with hydrogen, it floats because it doesn't have any weight. So it's almost considered like non-existent. And next would be hydrogen that has 2 electrons, but you have heavier particles like iron that's 26 electrons in it. It's a much denser and heavier particle. You understand? But now that on that side of the chart, we'll name that something, or the sum of things. Instead of spelling SOME-THING, let's spell it SUM-THING, or the sum of things, because the sum is the number of electrons that determine its density, right? Now, we'll make another chart on the right-hand side, and we'll call that nothing. But we're not going to spell it N-O-T-H-I-N-G. We're going to spell it N-O-T-H-I-N-G, or no thing, which is actually something without its atomic number. So anything below hydrogen won't, because hydrogen is 1. What's the number under 1? It's 0, right? So that's considered the spiritual realm. It's real, but it's nothing that you can see or touch on this side of the chart or this side of existence. So you have ether 1, ether 2, ether 3, and so on, going deeper and deeper into the etheric realm on that side. And that consists of subatomic particles like charm, neutrini, etc., right? Subatomic, below the atom. Particles so tiny and you can't register them, so you call them nothing, which is something without its atomic number. It's nothing like when you have a pet, like a dog, barking in an empty corner, all excited, hair raised up on his back. You say the dog's having a nervous breakdown, but the dog is not crazy. You don't pay bills. It's not an emotional relationship. The dog is actually seeing and hearing something that you no longer can hear or see, just like a hunter can have a silent whistle, and he can blow it. The dog 50 yards away, his ears will go up, and you stand next to him, and you don't hear it. Because the dog can hear frequencies beyond your perception. That's all. You understand? That doesn't mean it's not there. It just means it's beyond your ability to track. Okay? We're like that to you all many times. Okay. Each dimensional circle band has a specific rate of particle pulsation and a specific angular particle spin rotation as the human circulatory system. Each race vibrates on their own rate of ether. And this is based off their time, a zero-time reference. When you speak about ether, you know, those of you that are old enough to remember that when they used to put you under for surgery, they used to administer a gas called ether. They put the nozzle over your face and put you under, and it would vibrate so fast that it would cause the real trinity, your Ong Ba and Ka, to raise up out of your physical form. And you could sometimes see from the ceiling, look down on the operating and see the doctors and nurses in a bright lit room and see everything they were doing to your body, hear all the words. But you couldn't feel anything because you wasn't in that body. You were ethereal, you see, but you were conscious of everything around you. And then after the surgery, as the ether wore off, you would slowly start dropping down back into your body and reconnect like you do after a dream or astral flight. You slide back down that tube and pop back into your flesh and reanimate your flesh. Then you can move the body, you're back in there again. But what happens when the ether wears off, you start feeling the pain from the surgery. And they have to give you, and you be back again. You know, like Idris say, he went up to the seventh heaven, then when he started going back down, he could see grass, feel the heat, and he knew he was back again. And then you got to get pain meds and all this, you know. Just like when you sleep, you don't feel that toothache or anything because you're in an etheric state, right? This time exists as unified field of particles on the physical side of hydrogen, on the physical side of hydrogen, and antiparticles on the spiritual side of ether. Antiparticles are like subatomic, like charm and neutrini, all that. Both pulsate at various rhythms and spin at various speeds of rotation. Clockwise is future, and counterclockwise is past. Remember that, because when you want to change, like I am Ahmed, I was the original Sufi in the 1800s, but my Ansar. And we used to do Kalwa, Quranic studies, and then they used to call us the whirling dervish. or the whirling dervish, because I would stand up and my men would stand up with me, and we would start rotating in a circle real fast, clockwise, with our arms extended, until we started shifted into a higher vibration. And as a collective, we would get together and form a mothership. And sometimes people would see us flying across the air as a UFO, right? Lights in the sky. Like some of you all see me when I move the stars with you now. You see me in the sky, you think of me as a UFO. You got it? 94. This is what creates the illusion of manifested space and time that exists as a substance. Space is a fabric, not void. It has a matrix, dark energy to dark matter. In this realm, giving the appearance of individuated identities. So, as one moves their consciousness or emotions through a segment of unified field of particles or mental substance, that gives the illusion of space and time as you know them. Like I told you, you're taking a walk with your child in the country, and there's a stream running to the left. The child, see, there's a stone, a pebble under the water surface, and it's causing the water to spin in a certain way to create a vortex or a funnel in the water. And the child say, "Daddy, Mama, what is that?" You say, "That's," and they say, "I'll call it Charlie," but that's just, they can see that it seems separate or distinct from the rest of the water. And there's another one popped up, we'll call that one Sally. Then you walk on, and they say, "That's a squirrel." Then they look back at the water, and then it's calm, and they say, "What happened to Sally and her friend?" But they weren't individuals. You were all one with the water all the time. You were always one with all. And you were vibrating at frequencies that created the illusion of separateness, that's all. And people get so involved in that they start acting like they're them against this one and that. You're all one. Energy always returns to the source of energy. And do unto your brother and your sister as you would, they would do unto you, because you are your brother and your sister, you understand? So as one moves their consciousness or emotions through a segment of the unified field of particles or mental substance, that gives the illusion of space and time as you know them. The fact is, time, wakwat, does not move forward as the hands of a clock. Yet your consciousness does either circular direction, future or past, called then from now, all in the unified field of the time matrix. That's why on these crafts you call sham, with the big hole in the bottom, if they come for you a pickup or they take you up, they have an apparatus like two large fans. You sit in a chair that's made out of a gel substance, you know, that clings to your arms and what have you, and it's like a gel, and you locked into that seat. They call it wonder foam. It's something like a wonder foam or something. And a big fan in front of you rotates to the right, and then there's one over your head, a big fan that rotates clockwise. And depends on which one they tune into you, they'll have you move into the past or the future. Do you understand? And this is how extraterrestrials can move through space and time. Quantum physics teaches that there is no such thing as separate space and time. It's all in Pa'au, the all expanding, you see? There is no such thing as space or time or you as an individual. Your consciousness creates that illusion, don't you see? So now, this star, planet Earth, and its different living beings, physical and spiritual, are in the third dimension of the harmonic shift. All beings move higher except the physical Caucasus and their dead who are trapped as specters, Tayab, ghosts, or orbs of light fireballs. The dead and the living dead. This angers them to kill others, inflict abuse, racism, hate of other races, and especially the Negroid. He has a love-hate relationship with his creators. And Negaru, the parents of Caucasoids, they can't move any future, so they're trapped here in the shift and will fade out of existence to a spirit state, yet will not be able to reach those who moved up from 4th Degaru, 5th Mangalu, 6th Kakasu. The reason you see so many white women there, they're trying to slip in like a Trojan horse with black men because white women are 6th ether. And if they mate with black men, he can ignite them until they shift into a dimension where he can ignite their soul. Like Tina Marie, you know, with that brother she used to sing with, I've been here before. You can hear the soul in them white women when they land with them brothers. But the white man come in is a 5 etheric being, and he can't be moved. Do you understand? Trump, they talking about a new heaven and a new earth. They trying to make their new heaven right here on earth. All move up the dimensional shift of either of either except the evil, wicked Kakasu. Right? So they're trying to do things to extend their life, plastic surgery, this, that, and the other. 7th Mangalu, Asians. 8th Dravadu, Indians. 9th Nagaru, Africans. And 6th, of course, is the Kakasu, not included. 107, it is time to move higher and leave evil behind. Or put a D to evil as devil right behind. Or as they put it, left behind. Look at the movie Left Behind. To move to the 9th ether. Ethiopians. And then on to the final dimension, realm of density, 7th, then 8th, then back up to the 9th. Right? And this Daru dwell on the 9th dimension, the perfected state of existence. Each shift is a gateway you must pass. You do things that can hinder you. Love, greed, anger, lust, poor health, metals in your body, tattoos of lead inks, things not natural to your matrix body, which can also be in foods like flesh. Meats have much iron in the blood. You have to be cleaned inside and out and outside in. You must correct your health, and you can't pass through dimensions with your matrix body, physically or emotionally, with extra baggage. As in the Philadelphia experiment of August 12, 1943, and the USS Eldridge craft boat. Now, it's funny, because I have to have you all out here, the ones that will make it with me, by 2030, August 12th, right? Because they opened up the space-time continuum. That rift opened up August 12th, 1943, AD, and the USS Eldridge craft boat. When it started in 1940 AD, they did not have the computer to do the math matrix to open the gate. So they got Dr. Emil Kurtenauer, a physicist, to build an invisible machine. The hive, that was 1930 to 1932 AD. In the 1933 AD, the project moved up to the East Coast in Princeton, New Jersey. Then in 1934 AD, once the new computer was built, transferred to Dr. John Eric von Neumann. Eldridge had set the date. What they overlooked was the fact that one of the men was in love, you see, it's a powerful emotion, and was getting married that very day. Yet was ordered to report while he's getting married. He did not want to go. The military interrupted his marriage, and the MPs took him by force to the base to prepare. Shouldn't have did that. When the experiment from Philadelphia near Norfolk, Virginia, by using Albert Einstein's unified field theory became fact, and the craft and crew disappeared, all involved, such as Nikola Tesla, Dr. von Neumann, Dr. Einstein, and Edward Led Skellman, gathered by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who became president in 1933 AD after his brother Teddy teamed up with the Rough Riders, the last of the Ansar and the Sudan, right? I got to take a look at my bear. Well, the craft ended up jumping time to 1983 in New York's Naval Yard. The men were taken to the hospital, and while there, the one who was emotionally in love faded back to 1943 because of the power of love and emotions. This meant when the ship was to return that this one person's zero time reference was not or no longer on the craft. So when it returned, their zero-time reference was out of sync, and most of the men could not completely re-enter in 1943 time zone and were trapped in parts of the craft. This is how spirits get trapped after death in this physical dimension. They are attracted by their desires or lusts, greeds, loves, angers, hate, and killings. So once they depart their physical body, their spirits are trapped. No one can help them. Thus they become wicked ghosts, demons, even ghouls. You can get trapped as the shift takes place, as the Kakasu will be trapped if they have not mixed their genes with the Mangalu, Travadu, or Nigaru. So now is the time, 24,000 years or 26,000 years, for the third dimensional harmonic shift, when the wormhole is made between Earth and Razak, Risk. When the wormhole is made between Earth and Razak. And back at the time when I was Tut Amun in Egypt, I opened up another city called Armana, and I was going to build you all Stairway to Heaven there then. But a high priest hit me in the head with a blunt object and killed me when I was 19. And another Pharaoh took my throne. That was Amun-Rayay, all right? And y'all been in hell ever since. Okay, when the wormhole is made between Earth and Razak, Risk, Earth's ascension to a higher state or level, the prepared beings can cross over the wormhole of time. You hear me, star movers? Better have some respect for what's happening here. And space to 76 trillion miles of time. Yet you must know the ritual needed, the beings needed, the tone needed, with all the right persons at the right time and place, or it's all in vain. Know this, that what can trap you is you, and to what you attach yourself or being. Ascension is the path, Sirat, of order that consciousness evolves, multidimensional energy, mechanics of the mind into mind, from mental through a structural multidimensional system, representing universal order through which consciousness experiences being. Right? In 1999 AD, the overlords, Kamau Pleiadians, came to Earth to ask the Kakasu, why have they not used the 6,000 years to rule with peace? Why have they abused the children of Pandas Daru? So they would not get an extension of time at the year 2000 AD, the end of the 6,000 years from 4000 BC. So they will not be a part of the next dimensional shift. They're trapped at 6 ether. So in 2000 AD, the Anunnaki as cherubim, Elohim, Anakim, Alihat, returned with the anointed cherub. Their Christ, you hear me, Donald? Their Christ for their rapture and took 144,000 Kakasu. You remember what happened in Alaska? All those people disappeared. 300,000 in one night in Nome, Alaska. Look it up on the computer. Nome, Alaska. Anunnaki took hundreds of thousands of Kakasu. And they took 144,000 Kakasu Caucasoid and offered them to the Lawi Tananu reptilians of Draco for offerings. And said between years 2000 and 2012, they will take 300,000 people each day. You know, people, this will be each year, I think. Okay. People of all races except Negroids, as the Upanagaru Sabat, the Negroid race, the first race seen on the planet Earth of 3, Panagaru 1, Pamangalu 2, Pakakasu 3. Often the root race, Nagaru, the original plan called for each race to breed sub-races. The Negroids bred from themselves the Dravadu Indians. The Mongoloids bred from themselves the Asian sub-races. The Kakasu bred from themselves the Europeans. Each were to evolve, and in time assemble one divine DNA strand called R1 strand, 7, 8, 9 on divine DNA. That's why when the being that was healing me that night, he got behind me and was kneading in my back, he said, how many? And I didn't know how to answer the question. And he said again, how many? And he says, I'm real loud. How many? I said 7. He said, all right then. And started kneading in my back. And then he fell out on the bed, on the pillow, like he was, like Paul on that movie, like he was exasperated, totally drained. Then life popped back in me. He jumped up and started walking out the door. And I said, hey, what did you do? And he told me what he healed. And then turned around and walked off. I said, wow, subhanallah wa ta'ala. Yes, indeed. And they keep doing it, just like in Holy Tablets. Ahmed, we, Eliel, and the Anunnaki will relieve every burden that surrounds you and weighs down heavy on your back. Every burden. That's right. They clean my back up. Okay, so the divine was imprinted on the helix strands 7, 8, and 9. It stopped for Caucasus at 6. So on Earth, the physical race of Negroids, Africans, held the divine gene. That'll be 7, 8, and 9, right? And people keep trying to gravitate to 6. They're crazy. The other two, their etheric counterparts, can be raised. The African body, being the root race of this planet, which is 24,000 miles of circumference, linked to the cycle of 24,000 years. The original Africans were souls, Etherians, Ethiopians, on 153. 154, the human body grew later as original immortals. You Negroids were designed to transmute and ascend, not to die and reincarnate. Originally, there were 24 cycles of transmutation, which later became 24 reincarnation cycles of death and rebirth. As the consciousness passed from one life to the next, the DNA would assemble so the soul Ba could learn its way on the Sirat, etheric chord of evolution. We know this is possible through the jellyfish, which is an extraterrestrial animals placed in the oceans here to feed reptilian beings that live in the sea, because they don't have a central nervous system or a brain, but they can think. But the thing is about their chromosome structure is that when they reach a certain age, that they completely rejuvenate and start again birth. So they don't have to die, they just keep getting reborn over and over again. They're immortal in the physical flesh. The master plan, look it up, don't believe me, check it out. The master plan to transport and rescue the root race with Ba'u souls formulated by Pandas Daru involved 9 higher morphogenetic spheres of Kau oversouls. Now you can tell about the soul with a simple thing like a record. Play the music and see how they react to the music. And you can tell whether or not they have a soul. This is a simple test, right? And they dance, right? The morphogenetic field of consciousness. The 2 spheres of the 8 became morphogenetic patterns for the Sabatu Enneads, who repressed the earthly counterparts of the higher groups of 8, the Kamahu Ogdoads. And I'm not going to go through this list of chapter. Okay, go to verse 166. All to evolve from the etheric race, the root race, the Garu, Negroids. The master plan called each race to evolve and assemble one DNA strand to shift from 1, 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6 to 7, 8, 9. 168. The Negroid etheric race would hold the imprint with strands 7, 8, 9 on the planet Earth. The physical races and sub-races would follow their etheric lead as their own counterparts, the sub-races. So the Negaru, Negroid's human body was put in tune with the vibration of the planet on F flat, F major, or F sharp, or 3 octaves. 3 times 8 equals 24. So the Negroid's body was created with soul, or rhythm, to be due or rhyme. Negaru are rhythmic by nature. So the planet Earth vibrates on the tune F flat, F major, or F sharp, as does the Negroid's body related to time, as in 24 hours in one day. You got soul in you super bad? Or the Earth being 24,000 miles in circumference, or the 24,000 years of the equinoxes, 3 times 8 is 24. So the African's body, which was originally etheric, was immortal and was designed to transmute and ascend, not to die or reincarnate. Originally, there were 24 cycles of transmutation, or 24,000 years in the equinox, for example, which later became 24 reincarnation cycles of death and rebirth or resurrection. As the consciousness passed from one life to the next, the DNA would assemble so the soul could learn its way on the path Sirat of evolution to divine being. In the first seeding of the physical creation on earth, there was 24 beings incarnated, 12 from Sabatat, Sirius, females, and 12 from Sahat, Orion, males. They were manifested out of their own root races, morphogenetic forms. Both gendered races, all females, all males, represented an equal standing to populate the planet, to progress through their lineage. However, being the Sabadu were pure XX, that's the female, and the Sahu were pure YX, their first offsprings came out XYX and YXY. The nutrigender, doomed souls of hermaphrodites and hemorphodites, who at first could not give birth. The Sabatu and Sahu had to mix their own DNA in order to give birth, who became hormone sexuals, which later became known as homosexuals, and all the in-betweens. So the nutrigender race's population, the earth for many generations, creating a variety of beings. Yet the first race, Negroids, who birthed the Dravidians from black to brown, these two assembled the second strand of DNA separating genders. Following the Sabatu and Sahu, females and males of each, the black and the brown, before the yellow and red races. The four root races of this planet, long before the Caucasoid race, were made. The Dravidians of India appeared many millions of years ago as Negroids, yet with weaker genes, so their hair became fur. They were dark brown skinned, copper to bluish greenish. This race, these Indians were responsible for the assembling the Aryan noble DNA strand and created the subconscious mind on dimension 2 with an emotional being and called their way Hinduism. 18 million or 17,250,000 years ago, our divine race evolved together with Sabatu and became one Razak for the Earth Project. We came to Earth together. Those who kept the integrity of genetic code through each of the races, who kept the integrity of genetic code through each of the races, were able to ascend within each of the races within our immortal bodies as Etherians through the gateway in the hall of Amun-Tet's porthole. After many millions and thousands of years, 6,000 years ago, hybrid races of lepers with no soul, Ba'u, were bred and interbred with hogs, dogs, monkeys, or Homo porcine, Homo simian, and Homo canine, a beast-like people. That's what you call mankind. When they landed on the moon, there's another small step for man, that's you all, but a giant leap for mankind, because monkeys never been to the moon. The Caucasoid race, as a result, they lost their ability to transmute genetically and transport their spirits to higher levels. So they became trapped as specters or ghosts in many forms, depending on how they lived their physical lives. Most lost their ability to transmute genetically and as such lost their immortality, Ba'u souls. To complicate things even more, a great war broke out between their Rabim overlords and the Karabu cherubim, or Kamaupadians, and our Nababu, the Sepharu Seraphim, or the Zaku Riskians. At the time, the cursed lepers dwelled in a land named after their father, Laban, the earthling Adam. The land is now called Lebanon. Laban, whites. Much grafting and crossbreeding was done there to protect them. When the war broke out, their overlords moved them up to the Darwin Kuya city, underground in what is called Turkey's Cappadocia caves, to dwell in the caves and hillside for 600 years. That's how long the fighting continued, and the city in Lebanon sank under the water. 59,999 of them were moved there, plus Canaan, Lebanon, 60,000 in all. Are you talking about the Yaqub story? The war lasted for 6,000 years, so they stayed in the caves. Then were moved to the mountains called after the Caucasus Mountains, and they became Caucasus or Caucasians, the Caucasus Mountains, right? Because of the attacks by these Mesopotamians on the Africans, the halls of Amun were closed gates or portals. No Amun would make a way between Patat, the heaven, and Pataha, the earth. You know, open up my stairway to heaven for you all. Or Pataha, earth, and Razakat, wrist. So I am Amun, and I'm trying to open up your stairway to heaven, but they don't take it serious. Are you all, what's the matter with y'all? Because of the contaminated genetic codes caused by rape of the pure race, the root race, through gene mixing with the lepers, the fifth and sixth Mongoloids and Caucasoids, the sealed gateway or stargate meant humanity had to evolve into the morphogenetic field of their own race and pick up DNA strands by mixing the females of a lower DNA strand to a higher DNA strand. The male of the low race, fifth or sixth, cannot do it, being the Salafu ancestors only records the female mitochondrial DNA. So the females of the fifth and sixth must choose males from the seventh, eighth, or ninth. That's why you see on the commercials all them white women with the black men. They choose the males, 7, 8, 9, ether. So without the imprint frequencies of the divine strands, the ninth, the incarnate Ba soul, and could not plug strands 5, 4, 5, or 6 into the operation genetic code of 9 Negroid DNA. So now that as on 9.9.2009 AD, the porthole of the halls of Amunet called by some Amet to human lineage with 24,000 year cycles of the equinox. You have the 26,000 year or the processional equinox, 2009 AD, plus to 2010 and 2011 on to 2012. You have the dimensional shift. Each must complete its own time. So you say from 2009, then starts to 2010, 2011, then starts 2012. I was taking 326.13. It was closed and moved by removing the morphogenetic field on Earth, land 1 mile for each year, linked to the body of Amun, Nabab-Rayay, Akbatah, as the Nabat Karad, golden child, Pa-Amun, Pa-Amun. So now that the energetic block between the physical and etheric beings within the energetic light and sound field, this resulted in a perception of duality, beings being abused or homophobia by the Watanu, Wiccan religions of Karabu, cherubim. The dual beings dwell on both conscious realms at the same time, being linked to both Sabatat, Wu Sahat, Sirius, and Orion at the same time. Now that's me. The dual beings dwell on both conscious realms. I'm Malachi from Sirius. I'm from Sirius and Orion. So only they can find the stargates. You must have 4 of them. See, only I can find this. Okay, so the religions created a Mesopotamia after the Great War and interbreeding with animals, the disease of leprosy, the rapes and mixing by the 6 kingsmen or Vikings of the 3 roots of their races. 1, the Celtics, 2, the Celts, 3, Celtic. The creation of the 4th dimensional frequencies or do, re, mi, fa, right? C, D, E, F. It has a block that must be opened by a buildup of soul fragments in dimensions 7, 8, and 9 that will have to integrate with the root race for divine consciousness. It was the 8th, the Indo-Aryan, with the Caucasus Asians, who sealed the consciousness and blocked the subconscious with a spell of amnesia on the root race of Africans. The subrace must serve the 6th race of Caucasoid to help enforce the spell of ignorance on the Negaru. That's why they blocking books and trying to stop all African studies and history and all that and bring y'all back in the cotton fields. But if you look on YouTube, you're going to see black people are evolving at such an alarming rate. It's frightening. They're becoming so intelligent. I mean, they're just transforming and turning to gods right in front of your face. It now can no longer sustain life. Okay, now the planet Earth is out of sync. That's with your time belt, too. And using the weather to return to 24. It now can no longer sustain life. Tower Earth is now not becoming an ascension planet to higher dimensional beings of all kinds, good and wicked. And those spirits of the 4th, 5th, and 6th are blocked, while those of the 7th, 8th, and 9th can ascend to higher dimensions with the exact ritual rites at the exact moment in space and time. Tower Earth has become an ascension port and descending base as a haven for all kinds of extraterrestrials. So now, Nawapians, it's your time, 9/9/2009 AD. You're able to achieve dimensional ascension through re-evolution, that is spirituality. You do this by re-evolving back into the original DNA strands, and that is in Wu-Nuwa, the seal or block of the curse which blocked the Stargate portal created the problem. And you trusting then with your Ba soul within the incarnation process and for the physical incarnations on Earth, because of the seal, the Negroid race and the race memory is gone. That's why you all don't remember who built the pyramids. It was you. It was wiped out of the crystal skulls. It's 24. Or Earth's cellular memory of 24,000 years. Africans are unable to remember who and what they are, or where they came from, their life purpose, or where they are going on their evolutionary Sirat path, filament. So the African race is now entering a new cycle with no memory of their identity. This knowledge was recorded and stored on crystal skulls, activated by the crystal-headed staff, and the staff could be accessed only by a pure being. The seal on the earth and a frequency quarantine of F flat, F major, and F sharp was done with music or with singing, disconnecting us from Earth's stone and our galactical family. That time is ended if you get back in tune with your planet given to you by Panas Daru. It's time for our dimensional shift. Are you ready? That's the question, family. Are you all ready? Yes or no?
Yes.
I hope you are, because there won't be a second chance.
Yes.
But Ta, are you here? Look, I love you all very much. I want you to know that. I really do. Are you here, Amun, in Texas?
Thank you all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, very good. I love you all, and you all should be recording these classes. Okay.
Yes, more.
All right, my Lord. You all should be recording these classes and getting these spiritual packages. We're just making a big, large book order from New York. It'll be here momentarily. So it's time to get these spiritual packages and order them right now. You hear me? and get to work working up people. The time is short. It's not a game. Stop playing. You're going to get left behind. Don't think you know what you know not. We are one. Serving to the 144,000. Detail of purity. Amun-Rayay. Answer. One love.
Love you, say.
Wadu.
Wadu. Wadu.